Hey Bougie Baddies, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're gonna be doing story time. So I'm gonna be telling you about the first official time I went to the club, because I did go to a club before, but it was kind of lame, so I don't count that as my first experience. But shit went down. So it was for a friend's birthday party. I think he had turned 22. Can't remember for sure. And he's like a brother to me, so I was gonna go to his club no matter what. And so I had to ask my parents because, you know, typical Mexican household, you have to ask to go to a certain place no matter your age, as long as you live under the roof. And they had said no. I begged them, almost got on my knees to ask them, and they said no. So I told my friend, I'm gonna go to your party, I'm not gonna miss it for the world, nothing will stop me. So that day came along and I plotted my plans, and that day I went to work. So I was like in my head, today I'm just gonna tell them I have to work a double because I work at a retail store and I've done it before, so not stuck out, but I've worked doubles before. And I told them that I was gonna pull a double that day, that I had a 2-hour gap before my next shift. And I got home, I got club ready, did my makeup really cool and nice. After that, I said my goodbyes, and that day they were gonna go to a rodeo. So I decided to go eat. While I waited for my coworkers to finish working, because we were going to go clubbing together, I stayed at McDonald's for a few hours. I ate, and then I met up with some friends there that worked at McDonald's. I catched up with them, and then after that I left and I went to the bathroom to change. I changed in the McDonald's bathroom, and I will never forget the dress that I wore. It was so revealing. Like, it had this really deep cut, and I wore like a bralette under it, just so you know, so nothing would show. But it looked like a bra, so mistake number one. Not that it's bad, but it's just not my style. And so that was one. And then after that, I went to my job where I work, because that's where my ride was gonna be. On my way to the club, I decided to text my parents because I had this really like bad feeling that I knew I was doing something bad and I wasn't supposed to. It was the first time I went against their will, and for me it was such a huge thing. I felt like such a badass, which is something you shouldn't even feel badass about. I decided to text my mom and my dad in a group text. I was like, hey guys, like, I'm not gonna come home until late. I decided to go to this club. I'm so sorry. I've never done this before. I know I'm gonna lose all your trust and respect. I love you guys. I'm gonna be fine. And not even a second passed by. I have multiple calls from my mother, and I declined most of them until my friend was like, why don't you answer them? And I was like, oh, about that, I wasn't allowed to go. And then he's like, what? I was like, yeah, I wasn't allowed to come, but I mean, if I had the guts to do this, then I need to have the guts to answer my mom. So I answered her. He basically could hear every single word that she was saying, because she was basically screaming at me. She's like, Alondra, why don't you come home? I'm gonna go get you. Only reason why they didn't go drag me out of that club is because they had guests over at the house, which is one of the things that saved my ass. And so yeah, we were on our way there. I felt so bad, and then my friend was like, oh, like, I don't want any issues or whatever. I'm like, you're good. I have this shit under control. So it's like, okay, whatever. We get there, and it was lit. It was everything I had imagined. I love going to clubs. It's my thing, it's my vibe. And we just got lit. Like, it was so much fun. And at the end, almost at the end of the night, I was like, you know, I was becoming the mom. I was trying to sober everyone up by giving them ice in their mouth. I was like, drink this, you'll sober up fast. I don't know why I thought that was a thing, but you know, I just wanted to get them sober. I wanted them to be safe, and it's one of the things I'm really happy about, that one of the decisions I don't regret is going with them, because I trust them so much. They took care of me. Even if they were a little tipsy, they still took care of me. They made sure I was safe in every single step that I took, basically. Like, when I went to the dance floor, they were just keeping an eye out on me. They were keeping an eye out on each other. We had each other's back. Everything was fine. I had to walk a couple people to the restroom to make sure, you know, they got out safe. And, you know, because there's always drugs going around the club. There's dangers. There's people that you don't know that want to take you home or something. But that's a no-go. No. So, just stay safe. Be with your friends. Have fun. Have a blast. But yeah, that night I had so much fun. But I had no idea what was gonna come for me. That day, we got home to my job, because that's where we met up, like around 4ish a.m. because we went to Waffle House after, typical after club party. We went there, and they had to go into work the next day as some responsible ass friends, just to let you know that. And so I got in the car and I drove home, and I live super close to my job, like 2 minutes away. So I was so scared, like I could not cope. I was so afraid that my parents were still gonna be up and like waiting for me to get inside, and I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I thought I was gonna get an ass whipping. Or I thought I was gonna have this whole lecture coming at me, and that I was gonna get kicked out of the house. But no. The worst thing in the world happened. The next day, they weren't home. They left early somewhere else, and I was getting ready for work. And I called my friends just to, like, you know, catch up on the events and put everything together about what happened, if we were missing any parts of the story. So I was talking to them, and it was 5 minutes before I had to go to my job. So I was like, okay, it's time to go to work. Like about 5 minutes before work, I decided to leave my house to go to work. And I told my friends, oh hey, like, you know, it was lit, blah 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 this. They haven't said anything to me. I'm good. I go towards where all the keys are hanging for the cars, and guess what I see? Nothing. No keys at all. And I tell them, they took away the keys for all the cars. I'm gonna have to walk to work. They laughed their ass off. I'm like, you guys are such a-holes. Like, I'm over here, like, suffering. I mean, cause like, you know, you have a car and you just drive it, whatever. I'm over here, like, dying inside. Like, I know I'm in trouble at this point. If they decided to take away the cars, I was like, what am I gonna do? So I just assumed it was just gonna be for that day. No, honey, no. After work, I get home. They give me the silent treatment. It's the worst thing ever. If you ever experience any kind of punishment, that is the worst thing in the world. It hurts to your core when your parents don't talk to you. And that's how I knew I fucked up. Really, really bad. Like, I had known that I had fucked up, but like, this is when it hit me. And so I tried talking to them, and they wouldn't even look at me. I was like more invisible than a ghost. That's how much I was like ignored. And the only person that would talk to me is my little brother. He's a little angel. Like, he sticks with me through thick and thin. He's a real one. I mean, obviously it was something I wasn't supposed to do, so I understand. And like, they didn't speak to a word to me until like a couple days after, almost a week, and we sat down on the table and they're like, okay, we're gonna give you the keys back so you can drive to work and school, but just know we're gonna give you bills.
What are those? What are the—
What is that? I had never paid a bill in my life except for my phone. That's the only thing I paid off because I volunteered basically to pay that phone. I just had to pay $30 a month and I was good, and I just bought whatever I needed and whatever I wanted and paid for my own school, and that's it. Now I had to pay all the phones in our household and my brother into the equation, so now it's something. It's not that bad though. And then I got a phone bill, and then I got a water bill. So that was my punishment, and to me that was the worst thing in the world. I literally was looking for a second job so I could still like maintain what I wanted to buy, so I could still maintain my high maintenance life at the time, because I was so high maintenance. I mean, I still am, but I kind of lowered it a notch because I can't afford myself. How many of y'all think that? Because sometimes, you know, shit gets expensive, like all this clothing and jewelry and makeup gets expensive, but hey, if that makes you feel like yourself, then you do you, girl. They took away the cars. The moral of the story: behave, be good, good things are coming. Don't change everything for one moment of pleasure, because it took me a long time to gain my parents' respect and for them to talk to me like normal. And that was one of the most painful things I've experienced in my life. And I did have a good time, but I don't think it was worth replacing all that trust that I had built throughout the years. But yeah, if you have any crazy stories, let me know down in the description box. And if you want to know more crazy stories, let me know. And I'll see you on the next video. I love you, Bougie Baddies. See you next time. Mwah.